नेक्स्ट मैं बुलाना चाहूंगी मिस दरख्शां को, जो कि जामिया हमदर्द की ही स्टूडेंट हैं, रिसर्च स्कॉलर हैं, और इनका टॉपिक है एन एनालिटिकल स्टडी ऑफ जलालुद्दीन अकबर्स पॉलिसी ऑफ प्लूरलिज्म। आपके पास 7 से 8 मिनट है, इसी में अपना मकाला खत्म करें।
Esteemed Chairperson, faculty members, and my fellow researchers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much for having me here. Today, I'll be presenting my paper titled An Analytical Study of Jalaluddin Akbar's Policy of Pluralism. I have prepared a presentation for my topic, so please allow me to present my screen.
ठीक है, कर लीजिए।
Although many people associate pluralism with the Western thinkers of the Enlightenment, but in reality, the very roots of this concept go back to Islam. This paper aims to counter the stereotype that Islam is an intolerant and extremist religion. It also analyzes the pluralistic policies of the Mughal Emperor Jalaluddin Akbar, who reigned from 1556 to 1605, and the far reaching impact of his doctrines of Sulh-i-Kul, Rah-i-Aql, and Rawa-i-Rozi on the socio political environment of India. Pluralism, as defined by the Cambridge Dictionary, is the existence of people of different races, religious beliefs, and cultures within the same society, or the belief that this is a good thing. Contrary to the popular belief, the Holy Quran contains many verses pertaining to pluralism, a few examples of which are displayed on your screen. Due to the limitation of time, I won't delve into the details as these have already been discussed many times in the seminar itself. Likewise, there are many examples from the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam which show the practical implementation of the above stated verses. So now let's quickly get to our topic that however, in an Indian context, it was the Mughal Emperor Akbar who implemented his pluralistic policy of state governance at an unprecedented level. He was an inclusive leader who firmly rejected any type of religious intolerance and also disapproved of inhuman practices like slavery, sati, etc. In his early age, he was very intolerant towards Hinduism. However, with age and his marriage with daughters of various Hindu Rajput rulers, his attitude towards Hinduism changed. He became much interested in understanding the principles of all religions of his time. He invited various scholars of different religions and philosophical systems such as Sufis, Sunni, Shia, as well as Brahman, Jain, Jews, etc., in his Ibadat Khana, which is the house of worship. He was particularly attracted to Jainism because of his strong belief in non killing and compassion towards all, and his belief in the transmigration of souls. Likewise, he was very keen on learning Hindu epics, romances, religion, and philosophy. He brought Hindus and Muslims together. As there was no religious persecution, everyone was allowed to follow the religion of their choice. Also, he felt no shame in celebrating Hindu festivals like Dashera and Diwali, and on his birthday, he gave huge charity to the needy, both Hindus and Muslims alike. According to the Hindu ceremony of Tuladan, in which he weighed himself against gold, silver, scent, silk, etc. So there are few key elements of Akbar's policy of pluralism which I have discussed in my paper. Akbar, as I already said, considered himself the ruler of all his subjects, both Hindus and Muslims alike. The following three doctrines of his policy will demonstrate the pluralistic nature of his administration. The first one is Sulh-i-Kul, which means absolute peace. Akbar promoted pluralism by encouraging inter-religious dialogue and tolerance. His inclination towards the Sufi mystic tradition of Islam and his great love for Maulana Rumi led him to develop his concept of Sulh-i-Kul, that is promotion of harmony among various culturally diverse groups for a pluralistic society. Consequently, this led to the amalgamation of the two great communities of India along with their social and cultural spheres. The second doctrine which Akbar followed was of Rah-i-Aql, that is the path of reason. He believed in the notion of Rah-i-Aql, that is, the pursuit of knowledge rather than blindly following a tradition. For example, on the issue of property division among children, he opposed the Muslim law in which daughters are provided with smaller share of inheritance. He argued that owing to her weakness, she must be given a larger share. Although his diversions from Orthodox Islam enraged Orthodox Muslims, but he did not deviate from his path. Furthermore, he promulgated a new religion called Deen-e-Ilahi, and it was also called Tawheed-e-Ilahi, which was based on the common elements of all religions. However, it did not survive the death of its creator and soon died after the emperor. The third doctrine is of Rawa-i-Rozi, which means maintenance of livelihood. It referred to the responsibility of the state to provide an unobstructed livelihood to its citizens. The most unique aspect of this notion is that the emperor is a representative of God, and God does not withhold the sun and the rain from anybody, even the disbelievers. So, it is not appropriate for the emperor to discriminate against someone on the basis of their religion and withhold any of his bounties from them. So let's talk about Deen-e-Ilahi, which was a secular religion promulgated by the Emperor Akbar. Apart from pleasing his Hindu subjects, he also invited scholars of other religions in his court. There are historical accounts of believers of Zoroastrianism, Judaism, Sikhism, etc., being welcomed in his court, who later influenced him to a great extent. These experiences made him believe that not only Islam, but all religions have good and truth in them.
दरख्शन आप कंक्लूड कर दीजिए अपना पेपर थोड़ा सा जल्दी.
Okay, ma'am. So these experiences led him to promulgate this new religion, his own religion, Deen-e-Ilahi. So, beside his efforts for a pluralistic society through the synthesis of different religions and culture, he also took various steps to promote pluralistic feeling among the society by diffusion of different styles of architecture, music, festivals, etc. And he also married many Rajput princesses. Furthermore, by Fazl played a pivotal role in positioning Akbar as a universal leader rather than a leader of Muslims. Although Akbar has been criticized by many, but he did not deviate from his policies. Rather, he insisted on the need for open dialogue and free choice. Akbar's policy has greatly influenced Indian democracy, and I'll conclude my topic on my presentation on by saying that even the first Prime Minister of independent India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, referred to Akbar as the father of harmonious people or the father of Indian nationalism. And taking example from his policy, the founding fathers formulated our constitution, whose preamble secured to all its citizens justice of all kind and equality of status and opportunity, assuring the dignity of individual and unity of the nation. Thus, we can say the pluralistic society shaped by Mughal Emperor Jalaluddin Akbar proved conducive to managing the cultural diversities of India. Thank you.
Thank you, Darakhshan. Next we